Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 6, Talking to Yourself. Okay, so we're just going to dive right in. What do you say to yourself? What just came up? Because if you find yourself believing that you don't really say anything to yourself, I want you to catch that because that in itself was you talking to yourself. All right. So one of the things we're going to be doing in this podcast is getting a lot more aware of you, yourself, your thoughts, what is going on inside your head. Okay, so you have a voice inside your head that talks to yourself. And I also want to point out that if you, again, are believing that you don't, it might be because that voice is not very nice to yourself. And so we want to kind of just shut it off or turn it off and not give it any attention. But it's there and it matters. So if I had an audio recording inside your brain, what would I hear? What are the things that you say to yourself? What do you say to yourself about the different roles in your life? What do you say to yourself about being a dad? What do you say to yourself about being a husband? What do you say to yourself about being a boss or an employee or a coworker? And I want to invite you to really answer these questions, really identify, kind of shine a spotlight in this part of your mind to really be paying attention. I want you to identify how is the way you're talking to yourself the same as the way you talk to others or about others? And then how is it different than the way you talk to others or about others? Right? Lots of times there's a big difference with the way we talk about other people than the way we talk about ourselves. So what do you say to yourself about accomplishing something? So think about something that you've accomplished in your life. Um, maybe you got a degree, or maybe you got a promotion, or maybe just getting hired at your job, maybe graduating from something, some kind of training or school, or right, there's things that you have accomplished. What do you say to yourself about those things? Does it sound like, oh, it's no big deal, others did better? Do you give yourself any credit for the things that you have accomplished? So many good guys don't. So that's why I'm asking about this. I'm wanting you to become more aware, right? What do you say to yourself inside your head when you don't meet some expectation? What just came up right now about that? What if it's that you don't meet your own expectation? How do you talk to yourself? And what if it's when you don't meet somebody else's expectation? How do you talk to yourself? So these are some questions that I think really matter. And why do they matter? It matters because you have a relationship with yourself. And that relationship with yourself affects every other relationship in your life. Just chew on that for a minute, because this is a really important truth that our relationship with ourself is at the core of our relationship with everybody else. If we don't have a good relationship with ourselves, every other relationship is going to be harder. So this is work totally worth doing. So my one assignment for you now, after at the end of this short podcast, is notice what you are saying to yourself. And then notice what you say to yourself about the things that you're becoming aware that you're saying to yourself, right? In other words, don't add judgment on top of what you observe. Just kind of be the watcher. Did you know that you can be the watcher of your own mind? I like to think of it as kind of like watching something on a stage, like a play or a musical or something, right? And then we're up like in the balcony seats, just watching. But what's happening on the stage is actually what's happening in our mind. And we can rise above it or behind it and be observing it, just like in those balcony seats, watching what's happening. You can watch the audience and you can watch the stage, right? So, same thing with your mind. You can become the watcher of your own thoughts. And this is one of those superpowers that I said I'm going to be talking about, right? So, this is my assignment. Just notice what you're saying to yourself and without the judgment. And if the judgment is coming in automatically, just watch that too without adding more judgment on top of it. Sometimes people like to take this awareness work and it's like a becomes a big stack of pancakes where we've got the first pancake is the first thing that we observe, and then the next pancake is the judgment that we're adding on top of it, and then we add more judgment until we've got this big stack of that again is affecting our relationship with ourselves. So at whatever level you become aware, just notice that you can stop judging yourself at that moment and go into that watcher place of, oh, this is interesting. I just had that awareness and then I judged it. And then I judged that I was judging it. And now I'm just observing all of it. Okay, so we're going to be building on these skills that I'm teaching you. They're going to really make a huge difference for you. So, this is the skill for today. Notice what you're saying to yourself and then let go of the judgment. All right, I'm Coach Mimi, giving you skills to make your life easier in the Good Guy Corner. I'll see you next time.